too early to put Christmas trees up. I'm sick of going into Hobby Lobby and seeing Christmas shit in the middle of May. Like, I'm not ready for Christmas. I really don't even want to participate in it at all. But for the kids' sake, I will. But, you know, when you get to be a mother, father, you can do your own set of traditions. And if you want to teach your children a bunch of bullshit that things are what matters and you need 17 porcelain figurines, then be my guest. I choose to do a little differently, right? And my kids and I, we learn of other cultures. But mainly, I'm teaching them to give to others. And even though we don't have much at all, what I'm going to do for my kids is we are going to get the very little amount of things that we have, jackets, clothes, things like that, and we're going to go donate them to Goodwill, the Salvation Army, because even though I have little, I want to give everything that I can give. I want to teach my children the core beliefs. What Christmas really should be about is helping others, you know. So if you want to use Jesus' name in that whole mix to help portray your point, then great, whatever. But I think Jesus personally would be abhorred and appalled by Western civilization's portrayal of Christmas. I think it's absolutely preposterous. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I did not participate in any of it. It's a marketing propaganda ploy to make money, and be careful because you're being manipulated constantly with television and social media and computers, and it's just propaganda flashing at you all day long, you know. Do this. If your tree isn't perfect, then your kids are going to have a miserable life, or, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. I know other moms out there, I've talked to some that are really struggling as well right now, and the only thing I can say to you is give yourself a break, you know, and also watch Bad Moms Christmas, for real. There's some really good points in that movie, and, you know, it's not about, the Bad Moms Christmas is very parallel to my actual life. Like, the Mila Kunis character is definitely me, but her mother cares a lot about the superficiality of Christmas, and then the Mila's character is trying to just spend time with her children and not let anyone manipulate her idea of what Christmas should be about. And I totally relate to that, you know? If you are stressed out and everyone gets stressed out at Christmas. We all hate it. I mean, only kids like Christmas, right? And so you want your kid to have a great Christmas. Well, they're going to have a great Christmas. They're going to have a great Christmas if you're happy and spending it with them, you know? Just cuddle up next to the fire and read them Christmas books or watch The Grinch or whatever, you know? That's what matters more to the children than having their Christmas tree be perfectly ornate. You know, the kids don't care about that, all right? And if you really feel like you need to have presents under the tree, last year I didn't have any money either. I literally did not have a single present under the tree last year. My mother gave my ex-husband money though, but I had nothing. And so it's hard, I understand, you know, but sometimes I've just done my tradition differently. Like Christmas Eve, the stockings are full, you know, and you can get really creative. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make your children feel loved. You know, you really don't. You can fluff things out. You know, I've been a poor mom for a long time. I've been a single mom basically always. You know, I've had some marriages laced throughout, but mostly I've done it alone, and I've mostly not had money. And there's a term I like to use called fluff it out. You know, when you're cooking and you only have a little bit of meat, you have to chop it up into little bitty cubes to fluff it out, or put some rice into that casserole, extra rice, you know, to make it look bigger, fluff it out. You can fluff out your stocking with like oranges and, you know, socks, you know, lots of things, coloring books. Just go to the dollar store, you know. The kids care more about you being happy than they do about having presents under the tree. But if you're lucky enough to have a really wonderful friend like I do, maybe you'll have a present or two. So I encourage you all to give to others this holiday season, and be easy on yourself, okay? So don't cry too much. We're all gonna cry, you know. If I can make it through Christmas without tears, somebody give me an Academy Award, you know. I mean, God, Christmas is not fun when you're grown at all, but for me. But, you know, I like Halloween and St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, you know. Can drink away all my sorrows from Valentine's Day whenever I get no romance whatsoever. So, anywho, I got all the stuff on my head. I digress. Hope y'all were watching and learning as I went. I didn't really explain it. It's kind of self-explanatory. Just do it on your roots. Do it in inch sections at a time. And then that's it. I will get a plastic baggie and wrap it around my head often. You don't want the henna to dry out. If it stays moist, that's when it's going to work. If it's dry, it's kind of lose some of its potency. Right now it's probably about time for Kathy Lee and Hoda. So we're at like 4 hours. I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to do some housework. I'm going to do some work on my website, and then in about 4 hours I've left it up to 6 or 8, but you really don't want to do it less than 3 or 4, or it's gonna be brassy. But this one should be okay because I've developed it for a long time. I do feel like the longer you let the dyes release in the henna itself, the less time you have to leave it on your head. Does that make sense? So if you have any questions about henna, please ask me. I know I went off on a tangent and didn't really talk about henna, but I'll talk about it a lot in other videos. So if you have any questions, if you want to cuss me out and tell me I'm going to hell or whatever, that's cool too. But yeah, so be nice to each other, be kind to each other, guys, and I'll see you in a few hours. Merry Christmas.